Good day, researchers! Welcome back to our lesson, our class. Today, last time we talked about statement of the problem and a research question. So this time we will be talking about hypothesis. But before we will start our lesson for today, let me say hi to all the subscribers in our YouTube channel and to all those people who watch our videos. Thank you so much. Make sure that if you will write your hypothesis, you are already done with your statement of the problem or research questions, because we will be using that in order for us to write our hypothesis. So let's start with pattern number 1. For pattern number 1, we will be using the significant relationship between the independent variable and the dependent variable. Now, for example, the statement of the problem is to determine the significant relationship between leadership style and teacher's job satisfaction. So what will be the null hypothesis? The null hypothesis will be there is no significant relationship between leadership style, the independent variable, and teacher's job satisfaction, that's the dependent variable. So again, there is no significant relationship between leadership style and teacher's job satisfaction in your research locale. So what is the alternative hypothesis? The alternative hypothesis will be there is a significant relationship between leadership style and teacher's job satisfaction in your research locale. Pattern number 2. On pattern number 2, we will be focusing on the domain that significantly affect the dependent variable. Now, if your statement of the problem is to determine which domain in the independent variable significantly affect the dependent variable, or to determine which domain in the leadership style significantly affect the teacher's job satisfaction in your research locale. So what is now the null hypothesis? The null hypothesis will be there is no domain in the leadership style that significantly affect or influence the teacher's job satisfaction. How about the alternative hypothesis? The alternative hypothesis will be there is a domain in the leadership style which that significantly affect or influence the teacher's job satisfaction or your dependent variable. So how about if your paradigm do have moderator variable? So for example, gender. Pattern number 1. On pattern number 1, we will be using the independent variable and the moderator variable. For example, the statement of the problem is to determine the significant difference on the extent of leadership style when analyzed according to gender. So your null hypothesis will be there is no significant difference on the extent of leadership style when analyzed according to gender. Number 2. On pattern number 2, we will be focusing on the dependent variable and the moderator variable. For example, the statement is to determine the significant difference on the level of teacher's job satisfaction when analyzed according to gender. So our null hypothesis will be there is no significant difference on the level of teacher's job satisfaction when analyzed according to gender. Number 3. And pattern number 3, we will be focusing on the significant relationship between the independent variable and the dependent variable. For example, the statement of the problem is to determine the significant relationship between leadership style and teacher's job satisfaction in your research locale. So our null hypothesis will be there is no significant relationship between leadership style and teacher's job satisfaction in your locale. So thank you for watching, and if you find that this video is helpful to you as a researcher, please do not forget to subscribe, ring the notification bell, share, like, and comment. So goodbye for now, and I hope that you can write down your research hypothesis. God bless us all.